Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am Linda Israel, and thank you so very much for coming to my live stream here on YouTube. I greatly appreciate your support and for taking the time to come here and hang out. There are a few things that I want to go over before the actual live started, so this is a recording. First of all, I want to make sure that you like this video and subscribe, so give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate that. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell up in the corner. That way you'll get a notification whenever I upload a video. I have a broadcast post or even a live stream. If you're watching this video as a replay and you're on a computer, look for the little gear at the bottom. You can change the speed to speed it up. Or if you're on a mobile device, look for the little three dots and usually you can change the playback speed there. My live streams generally last about 2 hours. They can go as long as 3 hours. It kind of depends on what we're working on that day and how the feedback is in the chat. While you're watching, you earn junk bucks. So if you are here in order to get those junk bucks accumulating, go ahead and type hello in the chat and my little bot, Junkie Joe, will see you and then you'll start accruing junk bucks. And you're wondering, well, what do I do with those junk bucks? Well, you can accumulate those, and once you have 2,000 of them, you can type !award and you can redeem them for a $10 off coupon to my shop. You can earn junk bucks while you're here and when you are chatting, as well as when you play the in-chat game. So look for those as they come up, and if you make a donation. For those of you that make a donation during my live stream, make sure that you go over to my website at lindaisrael.com, and if you haven't already done so, create a user account. When you make a donation during my live stream, basically you're buying a membership to my website and to the live stream. In my opinion, what we're doing is you're accumulating that money in my account. Thank you for that donation. And as a reward, you will get 5% off your orders at lindaisrael.com. And during the live stream, if I have a journal that I'm giving away at the very end, you are eligible to win that journal. Anybody that makes a donation gets into that drawing by manually typing in the raffle at the end, but then you also get the discount membership on my website. Thank you to Robin, who is my administrator during the live stream. She helps me out with answering questions as well as giving information. She is also my administrator over at the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. If you haven't joined that group, please do. We'd love to have you over there. You're welcome to share what you're working on. Speaking of sharing, during the live today, you can speak up in the chat and say, hey, I have a YouTube channel. You will not be able to share your link to your channel, but you can at least say, hey, my name is, and this is what I do. And then your friends that come into the chat can follow each other. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you will be kind to those that are here. If you have a question, put it in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those. The chat sometimes goes pretty fast, so I don't always see it. So do ask again. And at the same time, if you're in the chat and you know the answer to somebody's question, please speak up and give them the answer. Check the description box for links to products that I share today. Yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, which means I do get a commission on items that you purchase through my link. If you're going to buy something anyway, I greatly appreciate it. It does not cost you any extra. It just gives me a little bit of a commission, which helps me buy products to show you here. If you win one of the raffles, you can start right now by typing !raffle. Do make sure that you go over to my website, and if you haven't already created a user account, that way I will have your contact information so I can send you your prize. I am starting a raffle right now that is for 200 junk bucks, so you can get well on your way to accumulating your junk bucks. Let's have some fun today and let's get started. Thanks everybody for being here. I think I'm live now. Hello, 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 April. I think I had posted the wrong link on Facebook, so people didn't know where to come. So I'm trying to fix that. Give me just a moment. Because I was like, wait, where is everybody? So I am, let me post it here. Oh, yeah. Here is the correct link. All right, post. I'm letting it post. Hopefully it will now. Okay, there we go. Wow, that's interesting how that happens, right? How is everybody? Are you doing all right? There may not be very many people here today. If you would, here's the link. If you can copy that, share it so others can find us, okay? All right, let me close this. And all right, I think I have my screen up. It may be a small group today. I just got a text message from Robin just a little bit ago that she won't be here today because her boss, who she covers for, had a heart attack last night. So she has to cover for her because she's gone. And apparently I made a mistake of putting the incorrect link. So people may or may not show up today. We'll see how that goes. I may post one more thing. Let me try. Because I fixed it in the event, but I don't think I posted it directly on my Facebook page. So let me go to my page, maybe? And maybe we'll get a few more people here. So we'll go post, switched now. Facebook can be so complicated. All right, now computer, do your thing. It's thinking. It has to think about it. Here is the correct link for today. Paste and post. Let's see if that worked. My screen went blank. I don't know if it went. Oh, that's interesting. It changed. Why did you do that? That's not what I wanted you to do. Okay, post. Meta business. It's trying to get me to go over there. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do that right now. I want to do something else. Well, I'm working on a horse journal. This is something that has been in the works for a while now. About 2 years ago, I started this and I did a few tutorials. Check the description box down below and you'll see tutorials on how I made several of the pages previously. So for example, these pages here have magnets in them. And some of the pages, I have to find, here's one, that have cards in them. I have a tutorial that shows how I made this barn door little tutorial. Had little, did I do it as a, no, it was just a, it had the door on the front, and then it had a pocket here, and then it has writing on the back, and that went into one of the magnetic pockets. And I also have a tutorial on how I made the magnetic pockets. And then what else? I have a tutorial showing how I used handmade paper to decorate and added some of the items from the Calico Collage kit. And this was some sheet music. I did some stamping, used a napkin or a handkerchief. And then on this side, I did some stamping and it used some scrapbook paper. So I've got a few pages, but there's a few more things that I want to make before I actually put the journal together. What I think is going to happen is I'm going to make 3 journals because I've so far got 9 pages and I have those in triplicate because I wanted to make multiple journals. Don't ask me why, I just did. So I thought I would make a couple of things. I've got some more pages to make here, so let me get out those supplies. I've got some rubber stamps here, and I have some hand-dyed paper. So I use a Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist and made a dye bath and dyed some paper. And I've got a couple of pages here that I've already worked on, so we'll just use those as we can put. I'm setting them up over here to the side so I can see them. All right, so I've got a little piece here. I've got an image from Calico Collage, a couple of them, and I have a little word, and I got a scrap of paper, which I'll need, and I have a rubber stamp that says Stay Wild, which is funny because when I was making this journal, it was after I made the Wild and Free subscription box journal kit, and I was looking for the Stay Wild rubber stamp after that because I had made the started this horse journal, and I couldn't find the Stay Wild. I'm like, where is the Stay Wild? Did I lose it completely? Am I going to have to make another one? And then I opened up this start of a journal that I had made 2 years ago, and I was like, oh, that's where that is. Hey, Angela, welcome. So sometimes setting things up to be able to sit down and make things has a tendency to backfire in that I didn't know where stuff was. I think I need a bigger block. So I have to look at what I made in the past. I think I'm going to turn it this way. Yeah, okay. So I've got a horse inside of a horseshoe, and I think what I'm going to do is I've got a folded book page here, and I don't know why, but my screen is the video going really slow, because on my screen it shows that it isn't staying current. Oh, well, that's interesting. I can't even see my screen. What's going on? There it goes. All right. Stamp this. So what's everybody been working on? I have been working out in our yard. We got a truckload of wood chips that were delivered. Well, it didn't get all the way, but that's okay. And I have been working in my beds around the house, the flower beds around the house, and trying to clean out some weeds and whatnot. And Henry helped me the other day by hauling some of the wood chips around to the bed, so we got a lot of that done. And I had a storage shed in our backyard and decided that, oh, I wonder where that stamp is. Because we weren't using it and it was starting to also kind of deteriorate. Hey, Julie, welcome. And I had it reconstructed or deconstructed and then reconstructed into a greenhouse. So I've been messing around with it. Henry helped me a little bit. I've had some different types of metal shelves that I picked up for free from a friend on Facebook. They had posted that they had all of these. And so I went over there and had picked those up, and I thought, well, I think they would work inside my greenhouse. And Henry helped me get them all loaded in yesterday. Okay, now I need to look for a stamp. Let me get my stamps out. see what I can find. So that's been kind of busy, you know, trying to get all that ready. I just today got a seed mat heater. So the idea is that when you are trying to germinate seeds, the temperature has to be correct for the seeds to germinate. And last year I had a hard time getting my seeds to germinate. So after doing some research, I realized I was missing the seed mat, which is a heated little mat. And I got one of those ordered. Actually, I got a 2-pack ordered. It arrived today. So in the next couple of days, I'll go out and work at adding seeds into my pots. Robin had to work because her boss had a heart attack last night. And so she has to cover for her boss because that's kind of who she covers for most of the time anyway. And so she couldn't be here today. I haven't heard from Jennifer. I sent her a message. I was late in sending it to her, but I sent her a message and hoped that she could attend, but she probably is busy, which happens. I did reach out to Margie because she wasn't here last week and I got worried that something was wrong. And she said, I'm fine. She said, I've been sleeping too late or falling asleep or something to that effect. And I thought, okay, well, I'm glad you're okay. Because I was worried that she had been ill or something. But no, she had just been sleeping. Okay, where is it? I'm trying to find a rubber stamp. I might want these. I don't know. And I want to put back Stay Wild. And I think I may want a couple of these in a moment. So I'm going to get those out. All right, so that didn't turn out perfect, but I think I can cover it up by adding some paper flowers. Why don't we do that? In fact, I may even have, let's look. I do. I have 3 because I am working on 3 of these journals at the same time. So I'm going to get 3 of those out. And then do I want to... Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if I've got... There's another one. No, that's a different color. That's a different color. Different color. Oh, that one's the same. Is there 2 there? Well, it's close. But maybe that's what we'll do. I'm trying to use up all of these flowers that I've had for a really long time. I would go whenever Michael's had a coupon and you could buy the Prima flowers with a coupon when you were at their store. And I really like the Prima flowers. They're a little bit pricey, but when you have a coupon, you can get them pretty cheap. And then I think I even found some on eBay once and got a really good deal on eBay. All right. I think I'm going to... Do I want to put... You know what? I'm going to add some green on here. Do I want to do it with watercolor pencil or just pencil? You know, I might as well get out some of my tools, right? I wonder what I did with my regular pencils. I had them the other day, I thought. But that's not them. Huh. What'd you do with them? Maybe I'll just use my watercolor pencils, but not color them with water. I'll just add a little bit, because I want to add a little bit of green. Now, do I want to go ahead and just add a little bit of color to that as well? Why not? I see a purple here. These are even Crayola. Crayola brand. All right, so if I put that like there, all right, this is green. And this one is green. And if we put that on top of it, then it kind of covers up that it didn't stamp all the way. That was my thinking anyway. So let's glue this down like so. You know, if you ever are worried about something that didn't turn out perfectly, don't just toss it aside. Look at it. See what you can do. What is a clever way to fix that little error? Because it's an opportunity. It's not a mistake. It's an opportunity. All right, so I'm just going to come in here and color these. And color this one. And while I'm at it, I'll color these and these. And I got one more, so we'll do the same thing. Color this one. And then do the green. I need to look to see what I did with just my regular color pencils. I like using those more, watercolor pencils or my regular color pencils more than markers, because markers have a tendency to bleed through the paper. All right, did I get... All right, those are done, so I just need to glue this together. And I have a tendency to be a little heavy-handed with markers, so if I'm working with a heavier paper, then I'll use the markers for sure. If I'm using a thin paper, this is just copy weight paper, I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and use the pencils instead. Okay, let that sit for a moment. And I think we're going to need some bling, so let's look to see. I've got these. I think that'll work right there in the middle. These are kind of on a little strip, so they're connected. I'm just going to free them from the paper and stick one right in the middle. Yeah, see? That even elevated it. If you want, oh, I got the wrong one. Let's put this way. You could also take the time to color in the horse and the horseshoe. Should I do that today? Should I go ahead and color it today? All right, let's set that aside for a moment. And I think I had, oh yeah, that was on this side. All right, look, we got to decorate the inside. That's what I got to do. Decorate the inside. All right, so in here, I have a couple of the Calico Collage images, and my thought was to put one up there and one over there, so I'll glue these down like so. So now I have another page that I can add. I even have Little Philly, which was one of the kits. Yeah, why not? You think so? Okay, all right. Well, I'll get my pencils out, and we'll color them in. Color them in. So what else have I been doing? I got to visit with my friend Angela. Went over to her house. Angela, is that this weekend that you're going to your event? I know she's getting ready to do a little event. She has some scrapbook friends that she likes to go, and they found a venue where they can rent the place. It has beds and everything. It's kind of like think of it like an Airbnb, but it's all craft oriented. They have craft tables that you can use, and they feed you and take care of everything. It's really kind of a cool setup. All right, so we're going to let's get out some browns. So let me look at my bucket. So I put my pencils. This is like a party bucket, ice bucket that you can get at where did I get that? Dollar Tree. And it holds all of my watercolor pencils, I think, pretty good. Now I'm trying to find a brown. I probably should have stored them with the other end up. I don't know why I can't focus. There we go. There's a brown. Hey, Margie, we're here. We missed you. Yeah, I posted a link to the older video. Oh, a week and a half. Okay. I wasn't sure if it was this weekend or if it was March the 7th weekend. I don't know why I just colored the horseshoe brown, but I think I can fix it. I meant to color the horse brown. All right, so I'm just going to add some brown here. And even though the horseshoe I've accidentally colored brown, I'm going to come back with a black or a gray. I haven't decided yet. And fix that. Have y'all done retreats? Have you gone away on a retreat? It's been a while since I've gone and stayed for a retreat. Several of my local friends, we would drive down to a place called Grapevine, Texas, and we would then go to the stamp convention, and then we would stay in a hotel nearby, and usually we would share a room. One time there was 4 of us in one room, and that can be difficult for some people. And as I have gotten older, I have to say that I would probably have a hard time sharing a room with somebody else unless they are really quiet. I am a very light sleeper, so I have to have what I call a noise machine going. I basically have some music that's on my phone that I play through a speaker so that it's nature sounds. There's a little bit of a piano sound. I don't know, there's a couple of little sounds. It just continuously plays over and over and over. It's on repeat while I'm sleeping. And then I have to have a fan near me because I sometimes get really hot and I like the noise of the fan. So I've got like, all right, if I stay with somebody, they can't snore, they can't be somebody who talks in their sleep. Oh, you love the horses? Yay! I'm glad you do, Margie. Thank you. Got shades of gold paint because that's what you like. I know that you like your gold, don't you? Don't you like your gold? I'm just adding a little bit of a gray. All right, and I think I'm going to add, I saw a black. Here's a black. I think I'm going to come back with the black and do the mane with a little bit of black. Well, that changes the look, doesn't it? So yeah, and I don't know, since because of Henry doesn't really like big crowds, and because of that, we hardly get into big crowds very often. So I don't know. It's been a while since I've had to do that other than we go on cruises. But even on a cruise, if we're uncomfortable with the crowd, then we just change our location. We change our venue, so to speak. Okay, I think that works. I'm going to add a little more gray here. I think it needed a little more gray. Another thing I could do is I could put rhinestones on here where the nail holes are. Why not? We'll do it. Let me see what I've got. Just adding a little more. I might be able to get away with using my watercolor a little bit. And using water, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. I'll test it here in just a second to see how it's going to look. Okay, let me see if I've got one of my water pens. Is it dry? Has it got water in it? It's kind of dry, but let's see what happens. That kind of helps it. I've got a little dish of water here, so if I need to dip the paintbrush in it, I will. These are those pens that you can get and fill with water. Makes it so convenient, especially if you are traveling and you don't want to try to have a little tub of water that could possibly spill. Yeah, and that's just it. Depending on how the retreat is set up, you may not be able to get away from people. But I know my friend Angela has a small group. I think she said there's probably 4 or 5 people that are going this time. And I think I could handle a much smaller crowd than going on a retreat with a couple hundred people. Now, years ago, years and years ago, I think it was in year 2000. So that would be 25 years ago. I went on a week-long retreat where we drove all the way up. Oh, I think I like that. To, where did we go? Ohio. We went around the Cleveland, I think. Or was it Columbus? I don't remember. It was way, way, way up there. And it was called Art Continuum. It was a neat experience where we got to take workshops from all kinds of artists doing multiple different crafts, not just paper craft. I took a class on how to do precious metal clay. That's where you take a clay and shape it, and then they fire it in a kiln. I thought that was pretty cool. I got to do a class. Oh, I like what the main more black. A class where we used fibers and made some twisted fiber braids. We ended up making a bracelet or necklace. Oh no, I think we made necklaces. That's what it was. What else? I did. Oh, we had art dolls. We were to bring some supplies with us. They gave us a list of what to bring, and then they provided a few things for us. And we made these art dolls. I think mine had a watch face. So the face was watch. And that was kind of neat to do that as well. What else? I think we had some card making classes and whatnot. So it's kind of neat to get around and do stuff like that. Oh, cool. You just put round white stickers on your metallic paint lids and swatch them on. Nice. No, I did not do a horse box. No, I did not. Talked about it, but we did not. do it. All right, do I want a different size? I'm looking at all these. I'm starting to get down to where I only have certain sizes. I think this one's a good size. It's smaller, so if I put rhinestones in there, that'll work. But I'm using them. I'm using them up little by little. Put this one back in here. Okay. Let's get this one off. Put one right here. Oh, I think I'm gonna like that. I didn't have one. No, I just use Calico Collages kit here. And she didn't make this until 2 years ago. And I got started on it. And I don't remember what happened, but I got distracted and shiny object syndrome happened. And I ended up doing something else for a while. And I just put it aside. I did a bunch of tutorials. And it could be that the tutorials weren't getting very many views, so I just moved on to do something else. It was taking too long. I was like, I'm done. And then when we were talking a couple of weeks ago, I went ahead and looked to see if I had something I could do. And I found, oh, I like that. I think that worked out really good. So I thought, well, I'll do this. Get it finished. You did put aside some things to make. Did put aside things. You make another peacock journal with my previous made ones. And oh no! I hate that when I put something away. I've been trying to label my containers better. And that was one of the reasons why I found this kit of stuff that I had put together, was because I had labeled it. I had one of these sorting that you use for 12 by 12 paper, and the sticky note has fallen off, but oh, here it is. I see the sticky note. I put a sticky note on it. It says horse ranch journal needs completing. So that works. So I can figure out what I do. Oh, you just got a new book from Calico Collage of cats. Oh, fun. Well, she loves her cats, doesn't she? Norella, I love her cats. She loves her kitty cats. All right, now. Where'd it go? Okay, that's just weird. It's... I'm completely lost. Did it just go flying and I didn't see it? All right, I'm going to try to cut some more of these, get them all ready. I must have flung it because I lost the little rhinestone. Oh, I found it. It's right here. It did get flung. It went for a little ride. There we go. One more. These have a sticky back on them, so I like the way that looked. Little rhinestones. Yeah, you put some. If you get something that comes in a box already and you don't label it, you have to label stuff. So I've been going around my room and I'll open a box and I'll see what's in it, and then I'll write a sticky note and stick it on the outside of the box so I know what it is that's inside. It's funny because when Robin was at my house a while back, when she was complaining that you don't have labels on your stuff, and I'm like, well, I know where it is. It's my room. I know where stuff is. I know if I turn over here, that's where it is. I am missing my regular colored pencils though, because I have rearranged, so I got to remember what I did with those. There, I like it. So that is on the front. Oh, one of my... Where'd that one come from? See, there's another rhinestone. I'll stick it in here. Make sure that all of these are stuck down. So that is the inside, and then that's the front. Nice. Okay. Put it all away. And I think a lot of my situation helps that I have pretty much a place for everything. You know, if you can set up your space where you have a space that you know your pencils always go or your markers always go, then it's easy to put them all back when you're done using them. All right, so that's going to go in my pile. Put this away where it belongs. Okay. So then I've got a couple of other projects here. Oh yeah, okay, let's do these first. I have some scrapbook paper. I'm going to put my gloves on. And what I've done is I trimmed it to be 7 inches tall. It's 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. And I trimmed it to be a 7-inch tall by 12-inch wide strip of paper. Then I scored at, I think it's 5 inches, but let me check. Yeah, it's at 5 inches. I scored at 5 inches, and then I scored again, so I have this little flappy flap, and then folded it. So this can be a little journaling space. So what I'm going to do is get out some scraps of paper here, and we're going to use the Feeding Frenzy stencil. So I'm just going to line it up. I don't need to go all the way on this because it's going to be glued down. So I'm just going to go where it's over the edge. And I've got shaded lilac. And we're going to use that to add a subtle pattern so the paper is not stark white. I think that is an intimidation factor that causes people not to write in a journal because they don't want to mess up the page. I think last week I was saying that if you are afraid you'll mess up the page, you can always write on another scrap of paper, or if you have the ability, type it on a computer and print it out and then paste it into your journal. Or just write on your page. And if you mess up, no big deal. You're human. It's allowed to happen. Okay. Look at this. Yep, that looks good. All right. Put this away. And I'm glad I labeled all of my ink pads too, because that makes it so much easier to see the color when I'm ready for it. I'll take these gloves off. All right, so I'm going to glue here and here to make this a pocket. I've gone ahead and went around the edges with distress inks. I don't know if you can kind of see, it's a little darker there. Okay, and then fold this over. Make sure there's no glue seeping out. And then I use the flaxseed. I think it's flax. And you rather just pet them. I understand. You have nothing to write about. You could tell us about your old days, what you did when you were young, or dreams that you had. So I did some watercoloring on these. I first watercolored the lighter pink in the background, and then I came back in with kind of a purple and just kind of touched it on there, let that dry. Then I went ahead and did some green, and then I did the yellow centers. And then something else I did was I was having a hard time getting my distress ink down in these little areas here between, because this was white like that. This is kind of a linen paper. So I used my paintbrush here and just kind of use the distress inks in there, and that kind of brings out that, or covers up that white just a little bit. And I put that with my blending brushes. Nah, not that interesting. Aw. I doubt that. Seriously. All right, so I'm going to put that right there. This is another one of Norella's images. I think this was Polaroid instant photos, something like that she also offers on her website or her Etsy store. And then I did Live Your Best Life. I just stamped that onto a scrap of paper that I left on my desk here. Put that right here. And then we'll glue this down the side. All right, let's put that right there. Nice little composition there. You write about funny answers of Cuppy? Yeah, yeah. Cuppy, you do that online? All right, so then this little mason jar image is going to go in the little pocket. So I used some other scrapbook papers that I had in my stash. So I thought those turned out pretty cute. And then I was digging around in the supplies and I saw this. So let's look in here and see what I have going on. Okay, it looks like I have some more scrapbook paper that I cut at 7 inches by 5 inches, and I've kind of stacked them all up by what I thought would work together. Oh, and these are pockets. Okay, so here's just some pockets. I'll set those aside for a moment. Now it looks like I've got some fabric here that we can use. So, do we want to just add some distress inks to the book page? That I think that'll work. I am going to get that out. Let's add some distress inks to the book page. Looks like I already did the edges of the scrapbook paper. It is funny what our critters will do. Hercules yesterday, he was having a good day outside yesterday. He went outside and we had the back door, and for a little while we had the front door open because I was working out front, and that way he could walk around the whole outside of the house, and he would go out and look at things and sniff the air and sniff the ground, just having a good old day. Oreo, he doesn't much wander around out in the front yard. He'll go in the backyard for a little while, and then I think he gets frustrated because he is blind, and so he knows the backyard better, and sometimes he'll just stand in one place, and then he'll finally say, okay, I've had enough, and he started barking. It was funny. He nearly took him out front, and he walked around our drive area for a little bit, and then he was like, okay, I've had enough. I'm not doing it anymore. All right, so do we need I think that'll work. I'm going to go ahead and glue that in the middle. Make sure I've got, there's my opening. Now this is just text weight scrapbook paper, but I feel that it's good enough for writing on. And it keeps it thin, so you don't have to worry about adding too much bulk to your journal. Or you could also just add pictures. You know, some people don't necessarily journal, but they take pictures. All right, let's put that in the middle. Yeah. Yeah, he's getting there in age. 15 years old. My little old man. And I think I'm going to put that right here. Is there a right way? Okay, I think it goes more like that. Put that one right here. And then I have one of the phrases from Norella's word kit for horses and a little scrap of fabric. I'll put that right here. It says stay wild. Yes, yeah, he does. It's funny. Oreo has been doing this thing where he will be on the bed. They do normally go to bed with us. They sleep with us. But the past, I don't know, a couple of weeks now, he's done this thing where he whines and he wants off the bed. So we take him outside and then he'll come back inside, but he doesn't want to go back to bed. He'll go get on the sofa. We've got our sofa in our living room. We have an L shape lounge sofa. And then in front of it, we had a square ottoman, and I made a ramp out of some wood and bricks so that Oreo can walk up it, and it's wide, so I don't have to worry about him falling off of it. And so he'll go get up on the sofa area, and he'll rub his head and walk around, and then he'll lay down, and then we're like, okay, well, fine, that's where he wants to sleep. And then you go to bed, and then he starts going, yip, yip, and sometimes then he'll just full out bark. And we're like, okay, now what do you want? So we'll get up and we'll go look. And sometimes he wants to go back outside again. Sometimes he just wants to be petted. Sometimes he thinks he wants more food. It's like, oh my gosh, dog, you're driving me crazy. He thinks it's time to eat all the time. Okay. All right, so here is horsepower, and I think I'm going to get this little piece of, there's a little scrap here. Let's go right about here and cut it. And then we'll line this up. So they're funny, funny critters. Hercules is behind me snoring. And around dinner time, Oreo will start barking. And we'll say, well, there is food in your bowl, dog. Go get it. And he'll just bark. So Henry will pick him up and take him outside. And then usually on the dog, he finds his way back inside. And when he finds his way back inside, he'll go cruise by where the dog bowls are. And if it does not meet his satisfaction, he will bark about it. There we go. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do another. I can't decide if I want to make a few more pages or if 10 sheets of paper per journal is enough. And I don't know if I want to make a hard spined journal and then split those 10 pages into signatures into that hard spine journal, or if I just want to do a simple cardstock cover, maybe a little bit heavier, but basically a sheet of paper folded in half type of a thing. I don't know. The pages, I think I want to do a hard cover, but do I want to do 3 of those? I've got started on this. I need to finish it, right? All right, let's put that right here. The critters like their treats, don't they? Oreo likes his food. He's hit or miss on treats. It depends on what it is. I bought some treats the other day because we are going to be, gone on spring break time frame in March, and the dog sitters, I thought they might like to give them some dog treats every once in a while. I'll move that up higher. No, put it here. Yep. Hey, Jennifer! Glad you're here, Jennifer. Robin can't make it today. Her boss had a heart attack last night, so she has to cover for her boss. Oh, I didn't stop and show my nails. Now my fingers are all dirty. So I've got, I did this pink base first, and then I kind of did this marbly effect. And it was kind of fun to do that. I think somebody sent me a message. Okay, Jennifer says, yes! All right, so there are some more journal card type things, writing space. And then these are pockets. So I'm going to keep all of that together. Yay! How are you, Amore Fabric Quest? So glad you're here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up. All right, let's set that aside for a minute. I need to clean my fingers because I feel like they're all gooey. All right, let's see what else I have in here. So that's empty. There's some stuff in that one. My mother-in-law gave me these. They're little greeting cards, but I thought they might look kind of neat if I were to cover up, or I could use it, incredibly grateful, forever thankful, the way that they are. I even like the backer card that is on there. If I peel it off gently, oh, look at that. It's a cardstock. Oh, I got it. That might be a nice thing to use. Let's see if I've got... I was trying to get the tape off the package. I set these aside because I thought maybe I would use them. Oh, I think there may be a gift bag. What is this? I didn't open it, so I assumed they were journal cards. But I think they might be little gift bags. Come on out of there. Oh no, it's a wall hanging type thing. Interesting, huh? Well, now I have to think, how do I want to use that? I could, I don't know. It's kind of odd to me, so I don't know. I'm going to leave it. I'm not even going to put it back in the container. I'll just stick it in my... But I like this, so I may use that for something. Not necessarily today, but I had it stuck in here because I thought I might use it. What else do I have in here? I've got another blank envelope. Oh, here we go. I've got some cards we can... What is this? Okay, so I printed some horse images that I could use for a cover. If I trim that down and mat it, that could be a pretty cover. Looks like I set aside some envelopes. I don't know if I'm going to use those today, unless I make How wide are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're 6 inches. So they're too wide as they are, unless I shorten them up. If I were to attach these, they could become a page in a journal, because we'd glue them inside each other. I don't know. That may be something to do. I'm going to set this aside for a second. And I like the way that is, so I'm going to use that. What else do I have in here? I have some scrapbook paper that I set aside. Oh, well, that's where that paper is. I was looking for another one of these so I could make another one of those trifold things, and I couldn't find the paper pad. All right, so what is this? This is elements that could go into the journal, and I see some more here. So what do we got? We've got little, like, we could put these on top of that. Should we do that, or is it better to have just the mason jar? What else we have here? Labels. These are big labels. That's journal, property of, journal. That says journal. I may save those for something else. I don't know. Let's set them there for a minute. Looks like I have some little barn doors and more property of. Some little fussy cut images. What's this? Okay, so these were just some cards. I only see 2 of those. There's a big journal card. A couple of those. Some bingo cards. These were something that I picked up years ago on a cruise ship. Now they do it differently. But they used to, you would get these when you would pay to play bingo. And then when they called your number, you push this through and fold it back. And then there's a number up here that when you got a bingo, you would say card number. And then they would say, yes, that's a good bingo. And I had saved those. So I don't know. I think we'll use those somewhere else. I only have 2 of those. But I do have a few of these. Looks like 1, 2, 3. There's only... Okay, let's put those over there. All right, if we emptied that for now. We'll set this over here. And I think what I want to do is we've got these 3 little pieces. So what if we were to put the little doors and then maybe pick a couple of images? Maybe this one. And then maybe a sentiment. What do you think? Something like that? Yeah, just all kinds of little things that I had in my stash here. I need a drink. All right, we've got wild horses, horseplay, saddle up. I have a little piece of cheesecloth here. I do have these horse images, and I'm kind of thinking maybe I would rather use those than the door. Door or horse? Door or horse? I think we're going to go with the horse. Maybe we'll find somewhere else to use those. All right, and I do have this fabric laying here, so we might as well maybe... Let me cut one to see if I like it. Using up the scraps. You don't choose very quickly. Well, I mean, I kind of 2 years ago did set all of this aside for something to do. And I am kind of on a time clock here because I've got y'all captive as an audience. Door over the horse on a hinge. It barely fits over it. So you're saying do something where this opens like that. That's something that could take me a little while to construct. I'm going to go ahead and cut this fabric to fit the words. Maybe what we'll do is make the barn door, when we hinge it, all of these elements will be attached to the door. So when you flip it over, it comes as one unit. Okay, I don't know. I'm going to add some distressings to the flowers while I think about it. See, I have to think about it. And that's part of the live. You know, if I ask a question and y'all come up with a suggestion or idea, I'll see what I can do. Or I'll just say, nah, ain't going to happen. Right, I think this one is a little bit. Okay. For now, I'm going to glue these together just so we don't lose the word and the fabric piece. Okay. Put those up there as well. All right, I think I have an idea. I think what I'm going to do is look for maybe some book page, and I'll cut a piece that's going to be glued to the door, but it'll be folded like a little book page, a book piece of paper big enough that I'll glue the back side down with the horse on top of it, and then this will be on the other side of it. Does that make sense? I think so. I hope so. All right, so let's get, let's find some book pages. I have a dictionary that's falling apart. Get a couple of pages out. Okay. Now, gotta look at it, see what I want to do. If I cut this, let's get some paper cutter here. I think first what I want to do is cut off the non-text area. See what I'm working with here. Now it is a book page, so it is thin. I may need to double it so that it's stronger. So let's see what happens. If I were to fold it like that, that is big enough. Okay, so let's do this first. Let's see if it works. So I'm going to fold it in half and fold it in half again. And then this piece would go on here. Oh yeah, that'll work. Because see, then it's big enough that it goes all the way around. And then this piece would be glued here. So you have a little border there. And then you can open that. Does that make sense? Okay. I think what I need to do is trim this piece and then make two more. Okay. So I need another book page. So if I make that 3.5 inches tall. Okay. Get one more book page. And then we can add color to the book page if we want. All right, with the same thing, cut off the excess. I got to make sure not to cut it too short. Just going to do this. Okay, there's one. Do that again. Just do it this way. Get rid of my scraps that I know I won't use. Okay. And then I'm going to cut this to be the same size. Hopefully that'll work. All right. So now I need to fold this in half. And fold it in half. Oh, that didn't get very straight. Yep, fold it in half again. Let's test my door. It fits. All right, so do that again. All righty. And then I think this had to be 3.5 inches. Yes. Okay. 3.5 inches. 1, 2. And yes, we've got a couple of scrappy pieces, but we'll use them somewhere, someday, sometime. What happened here? How did I end up with so many? Are they all the same width? Huh. No. 3 of them are taller than the other 3. I thought so. I wanted to make sure. All right, so now we have to devise a way that when this piece is laid on here and we put the door on it, we don't want it to do this where it just flaps. Hey, glitter! We don't want it to just flap around. We want it to stay put. And then when we decorate it with all of our little elements and we open it, we'll have a little tab on it. We'll be able to open and close this. So how do we do that? I think we need some magnets. So let me get my magnets out. Let's see what we have here. These are bigger, so I don't think I need those. Okay, here's some of the micro little mini ones. I think that's what we'll use. And I've got some more here. That's a little bit bigger. I think this little one will be enough. All right, so here's what I'm going to do first. First, I'm going to get a magnet separated from the pile, and I'm trying to find where this center is. Okay, right there. So what I'm going to do is put a dot of glue right here, okay, and lay a magnet on there. Then I'm going to grab a scrap of paper, just a little tiny scrap, and put over the top of that magnet for now. Okay, and what I want to do is I want there to be a magnet in the middle here. So if I were to use, let's do a pencil mark. So I'm kind of feeling with my finger where the magnet is, which is right about there. So my hope is, all right, so there's a magnet there. And I have to make sure, I probably should have done this one first, but we're going to figure it out. I'm going to put my finger where I think it should go. Oh crap. Okay, it needs to go this way. Shit, I did it again. All right. I think if I put it in between, okay, I got it. So learn from my mistake. Put the one near the fold in first. Then do the other side. So we're going to do this correctly here in just a moment. All right, so now I'm just gluing those two pieces of paper, or two sides, together. So now when this closes, see how it snaps together? Hey, Sheila! Is that cool? All right, so then if we open this up, my paper is still a little damp, so I'm trying to be careful. And then this piece will go in here. Okay. I'm trying to put it over just a smidge so it's not on the magnet. And I probably should have put some distress inks on there first, but, and then this piece is going to glue right there. So let's add some distress inks before I glue it down. And then we'll repeat this process, but do it correctly. All right, so we're going to see the inside here. We could also place a piece of paper inside if we want. I think what I'm going to do is add my elements on top here first, so we can figure out if I need to make a little tab to open it by. I don't want to put it right where the magnet is, but maybe below it a little bit. Maybe I can reinforce, because this is just text weight paper. So I have some more paper around here. I have this book page. What if we were to take this? Oh, my magnets just attached themselves to my scissors. That is not good. Go over there. If I were to put this behind here and then place this on top, that'll give us a little bit more reinforcement to pull this over. to open. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to add some distress inks on this piece. All right, add some glue in the middle. Now I'm going to glue this piece. It kind of sticks out just a little bit here. I may have too much glue, so I'm just going to wipe it off. And I want to make sure that I'm not gluing this together. Okay. And then we'll put this down. Okay. We're just making a mess. I'm playing with the barn door. All right, that's going to go there. Then I'll put the flower down. Make sure I've got it right side up. I think like that. Okay. So put a little bit of glue on here. So it kind of goes over that tab just a little bit. Because the tab is supposed to help open that. And it's not going to interfere with the magnet. That's the goal here. So I'm going to put a little glue here. And glue this at the bottom. Dry. Aw. Should have brought yourself a coloring book or a some watercolor paper and just watercolored, because that doesn't take up a whole lot of space. All right, I'm trying to get that glue to dry. Okay, we're cooking with gas now. I kind of feel like I want to stamp something on the backside before I glue everything together. Oh, how about this? I've got this little leaf. Got a little leaf. Okay. Aren't you glad? I say, so cute. Aren't you glad you thought of it? Yes, of course. There, like that. Set this aside for a second. All right, so there's this piece. Right? Yeah. And now we're going to glue this down. So I'm going to open it up and just place glue on the back part. Alrighty. And then try to center this where I want it on my page. Like so. So now we've got this little piece that flips over and reveals the horse on the inside. And there's a magnet inside there. All right, we're going to do this again. We're going to do it correctly this time. So this time I'm going to find the center, open this up, and then I'm going to place a magnet here. So where's the magnets? Get one loose. I only need one. All right, where's my center again? I lost it. Okay. I'm going to put it right near the edge. And then I'm going to drop my magnet in there. I'll put glue on this side. and sandwich it in there. Okay. And then I'm going to use this. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to open it up. I'm going to feel where the magnet is and put a little drop of glue. I got one magnet. Come on. And then let that just fall on top of there. Then I'm going to add some glue. And close it shut. And then where our fold is, that opens out. See how much easier that was? So there's our magnet in there. All right, let's do that one more time. So again, I'm going to find my center just to help me with the placement of the magnet. Open that up. And right about there, put a little drop of glue. Grab a magnet. Come on. Here we go. There's one. Oh, where'd it go? Put it in the glue. All right, and then I'm going to put some glue here. And sandwich that close. And then I'm going to feel where that magnet is and put a drop of glue on the other side. And then drop a magnet onto it. And it should, the polarization of it should flip it over to where it needs to be. And then glue this shut. Like so. Do you need a moderator for your live? Hey, Connie. You took index cards that you've painted on and tried to journal on them and you froze. I freeze like a fight or flight thingy. I used to write in your notebook every day. Hey, well, I get it, you know, and I guess what I could suggest is just get some more index cards and lay them out there and don't worry about it. Just start doodling even on them. Just to write a quote, or if you're into a Bible verse or something like that, just kind of play around with writing words over and over and over. Oh, Oreo and Hercules are doing all right. Hercules is sleeping behind me, and he had a good day yesterday. He got to go outside and wander around, and he was just fine. So even though he's got cancer, he's been doing pretty good. Every once in a while, he's having a poopy problem with, I don't know if it's the food, if it's nerves, if it's the cancer part of it. He's starting to have diarrhea every once in a while. Gets the runs, gets the trots, as some people say. And then he'll go a few days and not have a problem. So, because, you know, once I'm like, well, maybe it's time to take him to the vet. And then it clears up. I'm like, okay, well, then maybe not. You don't need a moderator. You're just jealous that you don't have one. Well, I've been very blessed to have friends that have been willing to be moderators for me. I am very grateful for that. All right, let's put some distress inks. So did you like how I showed how to put the magnet in there? Did that help everyone get some ideas of how to add a magnet? I think I'm going to go ahead and stamp these while those are drying for a second. Just because I like adding a little bit of stamping. He may need a peppermint. Yeah. Snuggle him. Give him extra cuddle time. Yeah. You're trying to sort things out? Well, Julie, that's going to take you forever. Gotta sort things out in life. Yeah, he may need a peppermint. Okay, so we got our stamped images. All right, so now we've got these little guys. And I've got 2 of these. And yeah, those are the ones. All right. So now we're going to glue the horses. Hold your horses now. To the inside. And it's better because I got that magnet closer to the edge, so I don't have to worry about it interfering. So I was able to center that better. All right, close it up. Oh, here it is. There's the lid. Put that in here. Okay. Again, I want another little piece of paper. So I'm just going to fold that over. And let's do that again. I'm going to glue it shut so it's a little more stable. And then we'll put some distress inks on there. When you sort things out, you make a big mess in life and in the craft room. For sure. Oh, did I miss Sheila's suggestion? What was your suggestion? Just copy inspiration quotes. Oh, yeah, Bible verses. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I said the same thing without even reading it till just now. Yeah, copy quotes or Bible verses or things that you enjoy. Repeat the color over and over again, or, you know, whatever it might be on index cards to kind of, it's muscle memory. You know, you said you used to write all the time, but then you quit for whatever reason. We'll try it again by, you know, making little doodles. And don't worry about how perfect they are. You can use them anyway, somewhere, I'm sure, or cover them up with another piece of paper if you didn't like how it turned out. Add a collage over the top of it. So there's, you know, think of it that way. Aw, well, thank you. We like you too. Well, Julie, why'd you make the chat stop? Okay. I forgot to put some distress inks on my little tab sticking out, so let's do that. In case it's a little bit visible. Okay. Put that back where it belongs. All right, let's put the flowers on here. And then horse scenes. Okay. You can do it! Oh, church gave you questions to think about. I stopped writing when my dad and your kitty passed away. I get it. Grief, you know, everybody has to go through grief differently. Did you go to the other side? Oh, you lost Wi-Fi probably. You try to make something instead of sorting. I get that too. I try sorting and then I get tired of it, you know. So the other day I sorted some scraps of paper that were on my desk, and then as soon as I got them sorted, I just stacked them up and put them to the side and made something, because you kind of have to have a balance. Otherwise, you spend all of your time sorting and fretting and you're not creating. Put this down. Do I have it right side up? Yes. You have another person in the house to think about. Put that over here. Trying to make sure I don't glue my little booklet shut. Yeah, find something and start crafting. I just saw this a few minutes ago, so I think what I need to do is, this just has a bunch of random pieces in it. So I think that may be a project coming up where I pull that out, get some scrapbook paper, cardstock, whatever, and make some journal cards. You know, just not even think about what it's going to be used for. Just make stuff to help use up what I have in there. Okay. Make sure it's not going to glue it shut. Okay. I'm going to open this one up too, and then glue it down to my base. It's all about that base, the base. Okay. And put it kind of in the center. If you didn't know the little horsey was behind the barn door, you wouldn't know that you can just grab a hold of that and flip it up. I like it. Good idea, Margie. Like I said, we could put a piece of paper over here. Maybe I'll do that. I'll see what kind of scrappy scraps I have. That we can place in there. Oh, you know what? I have this little notebook paper that I cut off of one of the other pages. And it looks like to me that it would be wide enough to fit in there. I like it. All right, so do I want to include this upper portion, or do I want to cut it off and just have it start where that top line is? I think I'm going to cut it off here and then make it fit inside and add some distress inks. Well, you know what I did, Margie, is I got a TV tray. It's actually supposed to be a tray that went on a stand, and it has a lip on it. And I will, you know, like we did today, I'll have a little envelope that I'll put some things in, grab my glue and my scissors if I need it, and then I can take it into the other room, because Henry and I like to sit and watch TV together. And sometimes I'm like, well, I can't bring all my stuff. And so I'll go ahead and make up a little something and then do it on my TV tray. And I can kick my feet up in my recliner. And if Hercules still wants to sit with me, as of lately, he hasn't wanted to sit in my lap. So it's been working out for me to be able to do other things. But I still have room because my recliner is extra wide. Recliner, so he can kind of lay beside me, and I put a pillow in my lap and then put my TV tray on top, and it works pretty good. And I have a lamp that I have right beside me, and if it's not enough, I have one of those I have a clamp light, I don't see it. It's not, I don't have one in here. I have this light here that's a clamp light that I use over my sewing machine. I should send you the link to that because this can wind around. I'll turn it on. And then you can change the color. I've shown this before, I think. I have a little picture of it. But it's just a little bar, but it clamps on. So if you could clamp it onto your TV tray so it's all one piece. It does stick out a little bit on the bottom. But they have others like that. That, you know, if there is a will, Margie, there is a way. You just have to decide how much you want to do it, right? Put that back over there. Okay. All right. So now, how tall? If it was 3.5 inches, so if I made this 3.25, would that be good? Let me open one and see. I like it. You have a shop light, yeah? I think if I did 3.25, no, let's do 3 inches. That'll give us a nice little. You have no will? Well, maybe you should get some, right? All right, so now I've got 3 little pieces of paper that we can use. Get some distress ink. Oh, you've got some tracing paper. Oh, nice. So, you know, Jennifer's saying she has a little tackle box that she puts stuff in. And, you know, you could think a craft box, a tackle box. I do my nails in the living room while I sit in my recliner. And what I did was I have one of those 3-drawer units where I can, and I put it on wheels. And so I have it set beside me. And of all things, I have a square cake pan that I bought for something else. And I use it to put some of my supplies in. And when I get in my chair and start doing nails, I pretty much am stuck where I can't get up for a while. So Henry he'll refill my water if I need to, and I will plan ahead like, oh, I know I'm going to have to go to the restroom, so I better stage it in such a way that I can get it off. Okay. So, do we want to just paste it inside, or do we want to add some color to it? I'm going to put some gloves on. I think what I want to do is get some distress ink and then just kind of rub it over the page to give it a little bit of color. I've got, maybe we'll do a blue. I've got a blue here. Blue. Now, do we want to use a light blue? I've got weathered wood. Prize ribbon is a bright blue. Let's do weathered wood. It'll be a light color, and it should be similar to this. Okay, there we go. It's real faint. And we don't have to wait for Tattered Angels to dry. So doesn't that look better with a little bit of the blue on there? Isn't it nice when you find stuff that you haven't remembered you had or lost for a little while? Okay. That one got a little heavy-handed in one spot, so I'll try to be a little better. I think we're going to finish this up and I'll show y'all what we made again today. And I think next week what I'll do is I'll work on the covers of how I'm going to bind this all together. And maybe I'll make a couple of pages if I need them. All right, let's glue this in. I like how this turned out. So we made journal pages and journal cards today. You sure? Yeah, I got it somewhat centered. So that'll go like that. Nice. Nice. Oh, wow. That's old stuff, Julie. Jennifer. Jennifer said she found a pad or a package of graph paper at an estate sale, and it still had the TGMY price tag on it. So, use the stuff. Don't just hoard it. Because then it's just going to go in an estate sale for somebody else or the trash. I know I've talked to a lot of people that are like, well, I'm just going to throw it all away. And I'm like, you better not. You better call all my friends or say on Facebook. That's what I told Henry. You just call on Facebook. She's dead. Come get it. He's trying to convince me to downsize so that we can move to Florida and cruise all the time. I like it. Okay, so here's one of the little cards. And this was scrapbook paper over a piece. This was junk mail. And so I just cover both sides with scrapbook paper. And then this opens up. And we have a little bit of writing space there. And it has a magnet, so it'll snap shut. Oop, I dropped it. And then you can write on this side. And I did 3 of those. Same fashion. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, y'all didn't answer me. Should I mount those on top of the paisley paper or keep them separate? Let you think about that for a moment. What else do I have? Okay, here's some more pieces to put together. And then these are ones that we made today. I had the pockets already. So I showed this today. This was scrapbook paper, 7 inches tall, 5 inches wide, scored, but it was from a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and it has a little pocket inside in there. And then we made these today as well. And this images are all from Calico Collage, the flowers and the horse images and the words from Calico Collage. So this one was 7 inches tall, 5 inches wide, cut from scrapbook paper. And I think what I did is this was up here, maybe even, I don't know. I probably cut up the paper, and that's how I ended up with all those pieces. So I've got these journal cards, and I've got some pocket pieces we can use. It looks like I have some more these are oversized postcards, and I've got some papers, so I'm going to cover those. So that may be something we do next week. And then I made these. They're a little envelope. Has a little piece of paper inside for journaling. And we've got a little paper clip that we can attach it to a page. So that may be something we do next week. Yeah, aren't those nice? Mount on black and trim around, leaving a small border around those on top of there. Okay. I think I have some black there. And these are, so this is all kind of leftover bits. So I'm just going to put all of this in here. for now. I've got that. Okay. This over here. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. We're going to do this real fast. Glue everything together. Ah. All right, so we got 3 of those and 3 of these. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these and glue them and then fussy cut them out but leave a border. Right? Do I want to do it this way maybe? Yeah, that's more efficient. Your dang phone! Okay, so I'm going to leave a little bit of space so I can have a border. It'll be time to go eat dinner soon. And I got to get some steps. I haven't got my steps today. I've been sitting most of the day. So I'll have to go walk around for a little while. Oh, no! Well, that's too bad. I'm sorry that something broke and the picture frame broke. That sure is a mess when glass goes everywhere, isn't it? I have to make sure to clean mine up quickly because of the dogs. They might step on the glass and cut their paws. And I'm just going to kind of trim this so I have another scrap of black paper. All right, let me trim this one out. I'm holding my mouth funny, I know. Okay. So like that, Margie, and then maybe put a sentiment on top of it. I'll see what I have. I don't know if I have very many. These are all horses, so we may need to do something like, you know, seize the day type of a thing. Dream big or the word journal. I just saw I have this. We could do journal. Maybe even back the word journal with a piece of fabric. Yeah. Yeah, like that. So it's almost like a travel set. You know, if you were to go somewhere, you would grab that tackle box and you would have your basic necessities. You know, mine would probably have my favorite scissors. It would have distress ink, adhesive, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it does make it show up a little better, doesn't it? All right. Let's see in my little words. Get my little words out. Trying to find the right word. Not the left word, but the right word. I have field notes and or dream. I also have nature. I have more dreams, it looks like. I think I'm going to use dream and then back it with a piece of fabric. Well, I made a mess again. Let's pop these back in here for now. Clean that up later. All right, so we need a little piece of fabric that would go. This might go. Let's see. If we were to put that on there, Or should I put black behind it? I could put the fabric on a piece of black. Maybe that's what we should do. I still have it here. So let's see. How wide is that? So if I made it 1.25 inches, let's do 1.25 inches. Let's go ahead and glue one together, and that way I'll know how big to make them. You want to find an old field notebook at a thrift store? Yeah, cool. Yeah, we'd love to see pictures of it, Jennifer. Gives inspiration. So about 2 inches. Why not? Create, create, create. All right, so now I'll take this piece and glue it to the black paper like so. And then we'll glue this piece onto our hazily cardstock piece. And then glue this piece, maybe like down there in the corner. You think there's glitter in all states? We got to have the glitter. All right, let's do the next one. And trim the fabric. Oh, actually, let's glue it down. It makes it easier to trim it when I glue the word down first. Fabric scissors. All right, well, next week I'll try to do better and make sure I put the correct link to the video. Thank you all that came today. I hope that you've enjoyed this session of chatting with me and my friends and your friends, getting some ideas on making creative journal entries, journal pages. Okay, one more. I'll go ahead and glue this one down. Okay, little piece of fabric. Little piece of fabric. Is that going to be big enough? Yeah. I'm using up the scrap too, because I had this little scrap of fabric where I tore the fabric so that I could make strips to use. And this was the initial tear to kind of get it straight, because fabric does kind of have a grain line in it. And then I ended up with this little scrap. I've got a couple more here. And then I've got my little scrap bin here that I can put it in. All right, let's glue this one down. Like so. those turned out pretty cute. Cute, cute, cute. All right, so we got more. So we did this journal page today, where I did some watercoloring on the stamped image, partly because when I stamped it for today, I didn't get a good image, so I end up using some pencils to color that in. And we did some stamping on the inside and on the back, and then we made several different journal cards with Calico Collage images. I guess I could kind of place all of these so you can see them on the screen in my mess. I love this one with the magnetic closure on the front. Let's pick a winner for 200 junk bucks. Sing us a song, I'm the piano man. Sing us a song tonight. I need to well, Julie is the only one that put in for 200 junk bucks. Y'all type / raffle real fast. Cupcake's your last, kitty. Well, Hercules and Oreo will be my last doggies, I think, for a while. Because it's just, I know it's going to break our hearts totally when they're gone. And it's just going to be too difficult to get another to replace them. All right, Amanda Dawn's here. Hey, hey. Yeah, it's hard on the heart. Well, of course, you know, pet ownership does not end happily. Period. That's just how that works. You know, we know that their lives are so much shorter than ours, and so they're not going to be with us as, you know, our whole life. It's just sad, and so it breaks your heart. And then when they already have an illness, that's even worse. All right, we got people in the raffle now. Yay! See, and I have some more little journal cards we can use. So I got a good pile here now. I feel like I need to make some, maybe a little pocket folio, because I think all the pages already have stuff, or most of them do. I may need to go through these, because I feel like that some of these fabric pocket covered pages may have some empty slots in them. So I'll be able to go through and, oh, see, like there's one that's empty. So I could add a card to that. And I've got one of these that can go over here. Like that. So when you come to this page, you're like, oh, I got additional writing space. Call me Glitter. You can join the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. The link is in the description box below. I also have a personal group that's by Linda Israel that you can join. You can connect there, and then you can post in our group pictures or comments about what you're working on and fellowship with others. So please come check it out. Yeah, Facebook, Friendly Junk Journal People. Links in the description box. You have to scroll down a little bit. All right, let's pick a winner of 200 junk bucks. And that winner is Connie. Congratulations, Connie. Let me get that added to, let's see, users. Come on. And Connie Barch. There she is. And edit. Oh, that's not what I want. I want currency. I'm in the wrong spot. I was getting ready to edit the wrong thing. Connie. Search. Connie Barch. Edit. And we're going to change that to 69.60. All right, there you go. All righty. Well, thank you, everybody, for being here and hanging out with me today. Again, I hope you enjoyed this. I think next week what we're going to do is sort all of this mess And then we'll make journal covers to go with this journal. I, again, haven't decided what design I want to use, but I've got some ideas. I've got some ideas that I think I want to do. Hey, do something creative this week. Get in there. Oh, and thank you so much for your donations and your likes and your thumbs up on this video. I greatly appreciate it. And if you would, share this with your friends if you feel that they would enjoy hanging out with us. And I'll be back live next Monday, 3:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'd love for you to come back next week. Again, do something creative this week. Get in your little space and make something, even if it's to make up a little pouch of stuff that you can take with you to sit in the living room in your recliner, or to sit someplace comfortable and create. And then share it with us. We'd love to know what you're working on. Do check out the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group, as well as by Linda Israel. If you would leave a comment on this video after we get off here, what was your favorite part, whether it be the fellowship or what I worked on today, I'd greatly appreciate it. And be kind out there. You never know what someone else is going through, so do something kind for somebody else. A little act of kindness, if you will, would make a big difference, because you never know what someone is going through. Maybe they're having a terrible day and they're thinking of leaving this earth quickly, and maybe your act of kindness will keep them here and give them something to think, well, there is good in this world and I want to stick around. All right, y'all have an amazing week. We'll see you next Monday. I wanted to say lots of love to each and every one of you. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.